Hey guys, Neil with the Academy. Just a quick little intro to let you know this is our 300th video, which is kind of hard to believe. And by the time it goes live, we should hit a 500,000 views in just 4 short years. And I want to thank all you guys, the viewers, for doing that. And also, I want to thank my partner in crime, Scott, for helping me get the channel off the ground and helping bring ASL to the masses and helping educate new players to ASL. So let's get on with some more videos. It's poll time, Scott.
Hola.
What's your name, scumbag?
Today, what did I ask this 11 days ago, at least according to my screen here. What's your favorite? I'm going to rank them. I forget which one I voted for, but I'll rank them and then you can rank them from.
Oh, I know which one you voted for.
Hold on.
Easy.
Hold
Easy.
on. Don't jump the gun. Okay, what's your favorite major nationality to command on the cardboard battlefield? Keeping in mind, I only had 5 to select on YouTube. So I believe I picked, I don't know, maybe I can't vote on this using this account. I might have voted using a different account because it doesn't show that I voted. All I can see is results. But I believe I picked Germans.
Be a safe bet.
So I'll rank them. So German, I believe I picked 1. Then I would pick, actually, I'd pick Japanese. Then British or Americans are probably tied for 3rd. Russians are a far dead last for me, at least of these 5. How about you?
Oh, I'd go Americans,
No.
Japanese second, Commonwealth third, probably, then Germans, then Russians.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Germans that low?
Yeah, I know. I mean, that's probably. I think the Germans are actually, as far as ASL, I mean, it's a pretty safe bet to pick the Germans.
Yeah,
But
they're the popular choice here, 44%. As I like to call them, what's the saying? Uh, Jack of all trades, master of none.
well, I think as far as like win-loss record in ASL, I think the Germans have the highest win percentage.
They might fare a little better overall than
Overall, yeah,
other
yeah.
nationalities. Yeah. Now, if someone came to me and said, "Would you rather play the Germans or the U.S. Marine Corps?" I might give you a different answer. But the
Yeah.
Americans in general, they rank. We have a history. I just don't fare well with the Americans.
The Americans can be tough to play. I mean, especially if you're talking the Devil Squads
Hmm.
or 5-4-6. Anything with a 6 morale is tough to play.
Hmm.
But I mean, the bright side is they rally easy. So, but I
Yeah,
think
maybe.
probably got to play them a little different, maybe or
Yeah,
something.
maybe I just maybe. I mean, we talked about it in one of our last videos. I think you think I play aggressively, and I think I do sometimes as well. Maybe that bites me in the ass when I play the Americans because I kind of maybe go all in and they break pretty easily. And then like if it's an attack, it stalls and then I kind of have to restart. So maybe I have a problem shifting my play style when I play the Americans. And that's why I seem to have a problem with them. At least the ones with the 6 morale units with 6 morale, obviously.
Yeah, I don't know. I've seen you fail a lot of morale checks with 7 morale.
Thanks. Even 8 morale. Sheesh. Yeah, Japanese. I wonder if 8%. I wonder if that's just because a lot of players just haven't delved into PTO much. Because I think I
Yeah, I
found.
don't. Oh yeah, I love. I mean, I'm kind of a fan of PTO. Yeah, so I enjoy playing Japanese. But I think in general, I think the European theater probably gets played a lot.
Oh, for sure. It's
Yeah.
yeah. ETO is Probably even ETO West Front is probably the most popular.
Yeah.
Is it more popular than East Front, which is
Mm.
Russians? And we have show here 9% would favor the Russians if they were to play. I guess not
Yeah,
very
I mean, there's a
popular.
lot of war gamers that just love East Front, but I'm not really one of them. So
Yeah, I'm not either. Yeah, in this the scenario our AAR we're doing next, the next one we're gonna put up is I play the Russians. It went great.
oh come on, yeah. It wasn't that bad.
Up until about the last turn, not the last
Yeah,
turn of the game, the last turn we played,
don't
it
give
fell
anything
apart.
away.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I can probably guess, but anyway. Yeah, so Germans significant lead over British.
Yeah.
British Americans are about tied. Let's see what some of the voters and members said. Root and Putin said Hungarians have won every scenario with them thus far. Well, I wouldn't consider the Hungarians a major power or nationality in the ASL system or World War II. I added them in the next poll we're going to talk about.
Mm.
Seraph the Genie. I don't fully understand all of their quirks yet, but I think the Japanese have the most unique set of mechanics and they really keep the game interesting. Yep, fair point.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Yeah, they do have a lot of quirks, which makes them fun to play, right? Just morale, the way the morale and striping works. Um,
Bonsai.
Bonsai, tank hunter heroes, demolition heroes. Yeah, they're definitely different to play. Being from Canada, I enjoy playing Commonwealth the most. Okay. I want to play as the Finns. They suffer rally and never cower. They truly are the Superman of ASL. That's a preview again to the next poll we're going to discuss. I wouldn't consider the Finns to be a major power in
Well,
ASL. They are powerful, but they're not a major
yeah,
nationality.
I like playing the Finns too, but the one problem with them is you don't hardly ever get any leaders.
No,
So
you don't get many lead. Well, we can talk about that when we do that
yeah,
poll
yeah.
next. But yeah, but I understand the Finns, but that's a different subject, I guess. Johnny Law 100, the Americans, specifically the Marines. Oorah! Yeah, I agree. If I were to play the Americans, I'd prefer to play either
Gung ho.
airborne or Marines,
Well, yeah,
obviously, for obvious reasons.
yeah.
Olaf Wirtz, just love the overall balance of firepower, morale, and machine gun support weapon. If I was asked to order the choices above, then Brits, then Haps, so different, including individual Banzai, then Russians, Human Wave, then Americans, more fun to succeed in beating them with their higher morale. Did he miss one? Germans, Japanese. Yeah. Clara Uwu, definitely Americans. Love the Satan squads, Devil squads, and the M4A1s.
Kind of a sadist.
Can you really
Enjoys the pain.
can you really say you love 666s? I mean,
Yeah, it's kind of tough.
I mean they are take away the morale. I mean, 6 firepower and 6 range. I mean, that's pretty
Yeah,
good. That's pretty damn
yeah.
good. But man,
Well,
they're soft.
yeah. I mean, for me, it's it's which is kind of silly, but it's just I don't know, sentimental. I mean, I like playing the home team. I guess I don't
Mm.
know, but
I do too.
uh,
I try.
but if you're given I guess the smart play would be if you're given the option would be to pick the Germans because, like I said before, well, and they're just like you said they're so well rounded, right? I think you probably have if you're given the option, yeah, pick the Germans because you probably have a little bit of advantage against anybody.
Yeah, I think there might I mean, just like you like to play the Americans, there may be some people that don't like playing the Germans and
Well, that's
the
kind of me. I
and
don't really
and the
like
SS
playing.
specifically, right? They just
Right?
don't
Yeah. I
want to.
mean, yeah. I don't want to play the bad guys. That's the way I look at it. Good guys versus bad guys. I don't like. That's the reason. But like I said, it's kind of silly because I mean, the smart play probably would be to pick the Germans if you had the option because
Yeah, whenever we play and you pick the Americans and leave me the Germans, I'm like, okay,
yeah,
thanks
yeah,
God,
you're happy.
I'm happy. And then, I didn't even put the SS in there, but they may be another. I mean, they're a little. I mean, they're more powerful than the general German units, right?
Yeah.
Let's see. Hedge Hobbit. This poll confirms my belief that Beyond Valor was a bad choice for core module number one. Yanks would have been a better choice, as it would include the number one and number two most popular factions. That I think I replied.
Mhm.
What did I say?
You gotta have Beyond Valor.
Yeah, well, I said Americans are popular, but the U.S. Army, late involvement in the ETO would have limited scenario design, right? Where kicking off the ASL system with Germans and Russians, you're starting from essentially 1939, 1940 going forward, not 1944 and forward. If you're just talking U.S. Army, not Marine Corps.
Yeah.
So kicking it off with the U.S. Army would have limited, scenario design, even though they're more popular. So I guess I understand why they chose Germans and Russians. Avalon Hill at the time. Daniel Wyndham, I enjoy the French because of historical bias. They are actually more difficult to play when compared to the advantages of the Axis. Would you consider the French to be one of the major nationalities?
Mm,
There are only five
well,
options here, so I left them off.
no. Yeah. No, I would
No,
not. I mean, not the impact they had on the war. Yeah, was
they probably had more impact in the form of partisans than actual, you know, full
I
military,
mean,
I guess.
they're a major country, but as far as the military in World War II, they had pretty small impact, I would say. So
Well, there were the French, at the beginning, and then there were the Free French, and then obviously the Vichy. All right, they were kind of different
yeah,
versions of the French, but I don't know if I would consider them a major power or nationality. That's why I didn't include them in the five. But people could post and pick them. Uh,
tip over some.
Iggy Critical or whatever. I want to play as Ethiopians and tip over some tanks. Okay. Vic says, I chose the Germans in general, but the Japanese on offense during 41 to mid 43 are a handful to deal with. Yes, as are late
Hmm.
war Russians. Too many of them. Mass AFVs. And never a casualty victory point cap for Stalin's cannon fodder. That's probably true. He makes a good point about the Japanese on offense. I don't think I'm a fan of playing the Japanese when they're on the defense, which probably isn't too often, but it, you can't take advantage of all their cool stuff,
Right.
really, when they're on
Yeah.
defense.
Yeah. When they're attacking, they can be tough to stop.
Yeah, yeah, they're a handful to deal with, as he says. Yeah. Jake, the Finns are my choice. George, for the longest time, I played the Russians and had incredible luck with them. I'm glad someone does because I don't really. Since the war started, it's the Brits. He must be talking about the Ukraine war. He must have had a change of heart and doesn't want to play the Russians much anymore. That's my assumption there. Eddie Houghton, I voted Russians, even though they get the 70s American Cold War racist treatment, a bit
Oh
like the
wow.
Italians. Okay. I'm not going to read this whole thing, but yeah, he goes into some kind of like a little political rant here. Anyway, he votes Russians apparently, which is fine. So
I mean, I don't mind playing the Russians, but in general, I'm just not a huge fan of East Front. So that's kind
yeah,
of why.
what about is it you don't like East Front because of the Russians or
No, I just not a. I mean, it's just not my cup of tea, really. I mean, never really, read much about it or studied
Oh,
it
I
much.
get it. Yeah, yeah.
It's not.
You don't have a personal connection because most of your
Yeah, yeah.
history stuff is West Front or PTO,
West
I
Front and
guess.
PTO.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah, I get it.
Yeah.
Yep.
But I mean, like when we play, I don't necessarily mind. I mean, yeah, I don't mind playing the Russians
Yeah.
per se. I
Oh, I
guess.
mean, I'll play anything, but given the choice, I probably will give the Russians to you,
Yeah.
given the choice. All right, interesting poll. Germans come out on top. Next thing we're going to talk about in the next video, maybe not literally the next video, but in another video, is going to be what's your favorite minor nationality. So let's wrap this one up. Thanks, Scott.
W-
Oh, go ahead. One final
One more
thought.
thing. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
One final thought was, I find it's. I don't know. I mean, a lot of war games could be this way, but playing ASL, you definitely when you play the different nationalities, you each scenario has a kind of a different feel. I mean, each nationality when you play them, you kind of get a different feel. The game's just not the same every time,
Yeah,
When you
which I guess is a
yeah,
testament to the system, right?
yeah.
They, I mean, you play. I mean, you play war games outside of ASL. I don't really that much. When you play different nationalities, like we play BCS, that's my only recent example. There is a little bit of, at least to me, maybe you can expound on it shortly, but like we were playing Brazen Chariots, right? And
Hmm.
there's Italian units and German units and British units, and they felt maybe a little bit different as far as activation goes, but not to this level of that this system. When you play other
Yeah.
nationalities in other games like BCS or you've been fiddling with GTS, I believe the nationalities feel that different.
Um, I don't, probably like you said a little bit, but not to this level. I
Yeah.
think. I mean, there's real flavor to each nationality in ASL,
No,
which
that's
is cool. Which is that to me is just one thing I like about it.
right. Yeah. Well, I mean, you could play, a scenario this week that's, Russian Italians or my Axis minor allied minors, and then next week you're playing Marines versus Japanese, and they just feel completely different
Yeah.
because of nationalities and or the terrain as well. We are at 17 minutes. We are done. Say goodbye, Scott.
Bye, Neil.
Ciao.
Get to the chopper!
If you like what you saw, please like, share, and subscribe. If you didn't like what you saw, thanks for watching, and let me know how I can do better. See you in the next video.